on the other screen. There we go. If you're part of our Discord, you've seen some conversations between me and CZ. In fact, better to say I'm streaming again. Finally back to the stream. Okay. We've seen some conversations between us saying things like I was curious if it was possible to pull in the original Demon Depth files. He's not on here, is he? No, okay. From disk, read them in and put them into Blender or something and generate the geometry from that. And that's what I'm trying to do right here with this. So I've got my Demon Depth file downloaded from our original game. I am opening it in a read-only binary mode. At least that's what I think this is based on what I'm trying to learn. I don't know Python, but we're picking this stuff up on the fly here. We're saying try this, right? And then finally, if it fails, it'll go down to the close. But we're saying read 1 byte. If that byte is 0 length, I guess, null. If it's not, nothing. Then do all of this, which basically is just reading another byte in, right, for right the moment. And then finally, we're going to close. What I need to do is take this and put this up here. But what I need to know first is what is the sequence of block or numeric values that I need to go through in this, right? So I probably need to create some more variables. I am learning Python on the fly here. Let's say X, Y, and Z. We're going to set them all to 0 to begin with. All right. It feels wrong not having line closing pieces. We will then inside this, at the end of it, I guess, we'll say X equals X plus 1, right? And if X is, oh gosh, I don't know how the syntax works for this language. I want to do an if statement, right? Python if statement. If X is, thank you. Well, I want to know if X is greater than a specific value. So if X is greater than 16 is basically what I want to try and do, right? Because what it does is it basically goes, and I don't know which order they are, if it's X first, Y first, Z first, I don't remember. But once it gets to 16, it needs to go in like the Z axis. And then once that axis done, it goes another Z and another Z and another Z. Then once Z gets over 16, then it goes up a Y. That type of thing. So Z equals Z plus 1. And then is equality. So, okay, excellent. This is exactly what I needed to know, CZ, by the way, is the syntax of it. Like, I get how to program. That's like the same in every language. It's the syntax that trips you up. So then we do Y equals Y plus 1. You can also use increment. Gotcha. Is there an X plus plus? That's another syntax in a lot of programming languages. It does the same type of thing. If Y is greater than, I guess it doesn't matter. Like if it ever gets greater than 255, something's gone amok. All right, and I'm basically going to take this, and right here we're going to take the X, Y, and Z values, and just put a block at those positions: X, Y, and Z. Final should be finally. Oh yeah, that's just typo. I'm assuming the indent makes a difference in this language, because it seems like the editor here in Blender wants to automatically indent when you put the semicolon, or the colon, I mean. I need one more check, right? So if byte does not equal to 0, then do that. Okay, I'm gonna save. I don't know if this saves the whole frickin' script or just this Blender file. I don't get how Blender's doing this really. We'll call it world chunk builder. Chunk builder Python blend. We'll leave the .blend off this because I don't know what the .blend. Save. And so this is going to be the DD spawn north. Let's see, we need to put an extra slash in there. Let's save again and get rid of all these cubes. So this is kind of awesome, CZ. Like the way that they've set up Blender, I'm gonna get rid of all these vertices. Everything that I'm doing, every action that I do over here in the normal Blender window is creating an entry on this log at the top in the scripting view. And that's the command in Python that you need to do what I just did, right? So to select all, you do this list line, right? And to delete the vertices, you do that. It just tells you how to program it. Yeah, that's the Blender Python. Yeah, I imported it. I don't know if I need to import it, but I did. Also the OS, so I'm assuming that's needed for the file open stuff. Let's just try it. Like, it could fail horribly. And it did. Python script fails. Look in the console window now. Okay. I did. There's nothing. No clue what it's failing on now. They all say the same thing. Yeah, I'm off tomorrow, Susie. In the prompt, import os.get cwd. So you want me to type that, you're saying? Import os. It doesn't, like, that's just a one-off. So I've got import os up there. Then you're saying os.get cwd. Oh, I think we should see what you're saying. Okay, let's try this. So I should be able to just copy and paste this whole line. But I'm saying an absolute path. That's the full path to the file. Okay, how do I copy you? Copy. Paste. And if I just do this line by line. Error, Blender console. Invalid argument. So one of them is not escaped, the other ones are getting escaped. Why is that one not escaped though? Shoot, I can't do Control C on this, it's stupid. I have to right click and copy. But I can paste it there. Hey, that worked. Okay. So save, run script. Oh, it's doing something! I'm afraid it's gonna crash though. Because like, it's gonna create a single block for every Minecraft block. How will we know if it's working? All Blender is just chunking away at my CPU. How long do we wait? I mean, if it takes a while, it takes a while, right? Like, that's... It's the computer time, not me. You should probably get logging module and give yourself some debug messages. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, I didn't tell it. How do I describe this? I didn't add any libraries to this. I just said import BPY. It was part of Blender. I didn't tell it to get OS. So I don't know if I can actually go and get another module inside Blender, is what I'm saying. So I'm assuming if it's indented underneath the if statement, that single line becomes part of that condition, right? So if it's true, it's going to run. But if it's no longer indented, like line 21 here, where it's outside this byte, it's going to run that. Blender comes with Python. Like, you just download it. So the reason for my question there is this byte read 1 should still read the next byte, right? Because I'm afraid it's stuck in an infinite loop, is what I'm concerned about. I have no idea how to like debug this either, like to break it, like stop this execution. Yep, not responding. Cool. Blender is chunking away at that CPU though. Well, only 14%, so it's probably just one thread. 120 looks to be within the while loop. Right. So it's going to read the next byte and then check byte on the next pass, right? And say it doesn't equal nothing. That was the example code I was looking at of how to read from a file. There is different versions or flavors of this, if you will, based on the version of Python, and I don't know what version of Python that this is. I'm gonna go ahead and kill Blender first off, I guess. Is there like a console.log type activity you can do? Or printf? Or there's lots of things it could be called depending on the language. Let's go ahead and open that file. There we go. So let's see, console con autocomplete, continue, no. Import logging. Okay, it must have imported. And then what's the logging command? Oh gosh, logging dot log. Test. Probably message like this, right? Different parentheses. No. Missing one required additional argument. Message. Debug. My message. Okay. That didn't actually show up though. Logging logging dot autocomplete debug. Logs a message. Okay, that's what we want to do. So if we just say log. Okay, so we got level. Say 1. iMessage. Let's do that. Nope. 0. Nope. Okay. Yeah, I know you got work tomorrow. No worries. Thank you for the link. It seems like it's... I want it to show in the console, and I don't know what the command for the Blender console is. Info might do. For other languages, info always shows in the console. MSG, whatever, doesn't matter. Nope. You should be using some version of Python 3, so you won't have to worry about any version nuances right now. Good luck. Okay, thank you, man. Hate not having tab as the autocomplete button. Just vars. Okay, so Blender log to console. Print. That seems like that worked. Perfect. Okay, so I just put print statements in. So we're gonna say print z grew. I grew. And then I guess we could just log out what byte is. Byte. Print byte. Save. Run script. Okay, end of line while scanning string literal. Oh. Helps if I put the correct ending quote in. Nothing's showing in the console. It very well could be that it's this console window is not in sync with this, right? And we need to put some type of pause or gosh. Blender log to console in loop. Like it's not multi-threaded or something. Where did console output go? Tips and tricks, Blender's API. Logging console. When writing, oh. You still have a terminal open, but this is not the built-in Python console, but the terminal application which is used to start Blender. There are 3 uses for the terminal. You can use the print, trace errors back to the full, okay? Or if you're running scripts too long and accidentally enter an infinite loop, Control-C to the terminal. Break the script. Let's try Control-C. Yeah, it's not gonna do nothing. And I don't have that window open, so let's go ahead and close this again. Close the program. Say Blender. It's a desktop application. Let's see, run as open file location. And of course, it's a shortcut in the start menu. But that is here. We can open that file location. Okay, and this, we will say click, say, cd c program files 86 Blender Foundation Blender, and then just run Blender. keep this open on the side. File, open recent, Blender chunks, and we need to fix our bugs of this and this, and save. Run script. Okay, we are getting information. Our Z and X, Y is growing. Oh. Yeah, let's Control C that. And it did create all the primitives. Look at that. Nice. So it is working. Okay. Control Z that because I forgot in here we need X equal to 0 again. And in here we need Z equal to 0 again. Save, print, run you again. That's better. Now we're getting lots of bytes being logged, but not the changing of the Z coordinate and Y coordinate on every single block it's reading. So apparently it takes a while for Blender to chew through a bunch of scripts, or I'm never reaching the end of the file or something. Basically what we're doing is we need to go through 65,000 some things. So let's get the calculator out. 16 times 16 times 16 times 256 is that many times it needs to go through and process for this. So let's scale this one more time. Let's get rid of this. We don't care about this anymore. It was just debugging. We don't care about this anymore. We know it's all working as intended now. What I do care about is having an integer I. So I'm gonna say I equals 0. And I'm gonna, down here, I equals I plus 1. And I'm gonna print up here, print print I, save, and that should give us basically a figure that'll count up and we can see how close we are to getting to our end state. That train is just rumbling right through. Let's kill it again one more time. Let's put that print statement in a different line, I think. Instead of doing it there, every time we increase the Y, let's do it there. We're still going to increment the what's the word I'm looking for? We're still going to increment the value every time around, but we're only going to do it when we hit another Y, so it's not constantly spamming the console. Because I found in other programming languages, and I'm not this and in Blender, but in others, it takes a very long time for the console to print things. So having it just periodically log it instead of every single time through a loop makes it much more efficient. So we're at 286 out of 65,000. I think I need to let this run for a bit, right? We might end up with a nice Blender file when we're done. We're basically at 1/65th, right? We have 1,000 of them in. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get my clock out on my phone, a timer, stopwatch, sorry. And the next time it ticks over 1, we'll hit start on the stopwatch until the next one after that. So we started the timer, 17:33. Okay, I stopped it. It's about 13 seconds. I'll say 12 because I'm slow to hit the button, right? So 12 seconds to do between 20, 22 minus 1733. That's 290, or 290, let's say. Let's round it off. So 290 in 12 seconds. So divide 65536 divided by 290. That many 12-second times 12 seconds Divide that by 60, it's 45 minutes? Are you kidding me? 6,500, 5,000, 65,306, 36 divided by 290 times 12 seconds divided by 60 seconds. It's 45 minutes. Holy crap, for real? It doesn't feel like it should be that long. We're already at 3,000. Huh. What's my CPU doing? Performance. I mean, this is not disk IO bound. It can't be. Let's make sure that's still running now that I accidentally clicked it. It is cool. %, of 6 CPUs, right? Or 12 CPUs. I mean, if it's gonna take 45 minutes to do each one, good grief. What are we doing memory-wise on this? We're not gonna run out of memory, right? Nope. Let's see here. We're about 5,000 divided by 4,000. There's 16 times as long as what we just took, and let's say it took 5 minutes at most, times 5. Maybe it is right. Well, this might be a really boring stream if this is going to take 45 minutes to do 1/4 of one chunk. I will need to find a way to improve the performance of this if that is the case. Yeah. Python is so slow then, right? Or at least Blender interpreting a Python file. Let's take a quick Google search while this is running. Google, what are we looking for? Blender Python speed. Python performance with Blender operators. Speed of Python with Blender. My script, I have a 4 over many cube objects, 1,000, and its treatment is very slow. The more I notice the same amount of loops. These Python operator or simple Blender operation like that, or this. Okay. Expensive. Most operators cause implicit scene updates. It means that every object in the scene is checked and updated if necessary. If you add e.g. mesh primitives by using, which we are, in a loop, every iteration causes a new cube. Starts a scene update and Blender iterates over all objects in the scene and updates the objects if it has to. So what that tells me is it's going to exponentially get slower. If you start with 0 objects, there will be 1 the first iteration, and 1 object needs to be checked in the scene update, and the second iteration there will be 2, and 2 will be checked. The first object, might as well put this on screen too. The first object was checked, and then so eventually it'll be 3, and so on. The third operation will be 3, 2 plus 1, yeah, 6 objects checked in total on iteration 1,000. There'll be 1,000 objects and 50,000 checks. Okay, so it's going to get exponentially worse. As you see, the runtime isn't linear and could only be if there were only 1 update for every object after all. You need to use the low-level API RNA methods and attributes instead of operators to achieve better runtime. A scene that update needs to be called manually like that with this approach, okay? Many, not all operators calls can be somehow replaced by low-level code. You can duplicate objects very efficiently like this. Okay, but I don't need to do that. I need to add a new one. Good comparison between 4 different ways is to do the same thing. Insert keyframe, yeah, okay. This is on Blender Artist forums, okay. But it's pretty simple. I gave the location. Wondering if there's any topics, tips on how to make it faster. Some threads, but I can find them. So short answer. It is an operator which causes the scene to update. The more objects you add, the more it has to be updated. Okay, yeah. You can avoid that by using the low-level API. If you want to add the same mesh cube again and again, simply copy the object. If you don't be this linked duplicate. Also copy the mesh data. So I could do a copy on the data too, and then move the location. Let's try that. We're 80,000 or 8,000. Let's go ahead and kill it. And it doesn't even save it. Good grief. Okay, so we want to add the thing first, right? But we'll add it at negative. Now we'll add it at 500 up. Sure. 0, 0, 500 up. Just so it's out of the way. Okay. And then in our loop here, specifically inside this part of it. Oops. We're going to say copy. Oh, we got to get the OB thing set. So OB equals bpy.context.object. And we say copy equals ob.copy. And copy.data equals ob.data.copy. Copy.location equals dot x equals x. Copy dot location dot y equals y. Copy location dot z equals z. And then BP, we don't want it to be linked. And then at the very end of everything, outside of our loop, we're going to say BP what? No, not out there side of our loop yet. So we want to be in line with the try, which looks like it's one tab. bpy.context .scene .update, like that. Save, run script. Unexpected indent, okay. Line 11. Ah. Makes sense. Save, run script. Python script failed, look in the console now. Line 12. Did not like that. Context. Save. Run script. Line 12. BPY con text dot object. Okay, let's grab this other. Context.object. BPY has no, okay. BPY.con text. Ah, extra X. Save, run. There we go. And under all sorts of errors. Malloc returns null, so that tells me it's a memory thing. It's going much faster though, right? Maybe? Can't kill it. So we gotta kill Blender. Close. Start again. It very well could be that we're not doing the linked object thing and we're creating multiple objects, right? So we'll try that. We'll try that. That's what was suggested, so I better do it. This is the appending of the one, so we want that one over there. So all of that, and then bpy.context.scene.objects.link, copy. SCEND, save, run script. Where's the console? And getting the same error message. Cool. Cool. I wish I knew which line was even doing that, right? No idea. Blender Malloc returns null. What to do? Malloc returns null. It's just, yeah, it's not a memory thing. Crap. How much memory do we have? 3 gigs? 3.5 gigs. I'm gonna keep that open. I'm gonna kill Blender. Close. Blender. Blender is currently using 70 megs of memory. Hardly anything. I'm gonna go to this one. Blender using 143. We're gonna hit the run button. 800, 2.4, 3 gigs, just like that. That's the problem. We were truly running out of memory on it. Now, why? Okay, I'm getting closer. We understand the problem. Why do we have Minecraft open still? Let's open our scene. Look at the code. So we're copying the data. We are doing the OB copy, right? We're doing data.copy, the location, and then the linked copy. Let's go to this one then. OB copy, the location, the data copy. And then appending to OBS, which is an array. And then for each of the objects in it, we're doing the link later on. Blender. Script. Well, darn. Setting copy. Wait, is it because copy's inside there? What if we just set copy as an object up here? That shouldn't do it. It's probably nil in this language, isn't it? Nil is not defined. Okay. Is it null? Or is it just like a zero length string? Because it's not typed class, typed language. That's significantly faster, isn't it? It might be getting a little slower, but it's running. We are currently at 174 megs, so we're not increasing in memory. So it's interesting. So like it treated the copy like it was a new memory allocation every single time. The copy object. But by having it up there, it didn't do that. Having it declared at a different scope. We're going to see an end of this one at least. The real interesting part is once I do this, we're going to have a massive scene full of crap, right? For it to render. Which is okay, we can deal with that. But then I need to take and tell Blender, hey, all these objects we just created, please join them together into one massive object. Because I don't want to have this many objects in Blender. Or in Unity, I'm sorry. And if that works, we can then remove doubles, right? Because everything's going to have a double, because there's going to be a block here and a block here, and their faces are going to be butted up against each other, and those will be doubles there. We'll have a lot of internal faces, so there'll probably be some cleanup there, potentially. I don't know if Blender has a remove internal faces or something like that option. Guess we can search for that while we're waiting on this. Blender remove internal faces. Modeling, how to remove internal faces while keeping exterior. That's exactly the situation we'll be in, right? Inner edit modes. Select type faces, select all, remove doubles, deselect all. Select by trait, interior, delete. Boom! Hey, if it's that simple, maybe we add it to the script and I don't have to do it. After that, try limited dissolve to get rid of the redundant geometry, which is what I was planning on doing. Awesome. So we're now about a quarter of the way through. No, a third of the way through. What's our memory footprint look like? 250 megs. I think we'll be fine. Memory-wise. Get rid of our timer. See, things like this is why I love knowing how to program. It just makes it so much more efficient to know. And I don't mean know every little thing about every programming language. I mean the general programming concepts. I'll reply to an email, I guess, while we're waiting here. Being... halfway, approximately. Okay. We're at 300 megs. Still sitting pretty good on memory. We could run 10 times as long based on what we were saying before. And the only reason we were hitting that limitation as well, right, is because we're in 32-bit version. I would imagine that the 64-bit version of Blender would be just fine. And look here real quick. 32-bit. What am I doing on there? Let's look over on this window. 32-bit memory limit. I thought it was around 4 gigs, but maybe, yeah, it's around 4 gigs. Maybe it's some other memory piece that was there. On Windows, you can only use 3.5. There you go. That's exactly what it was. We were hitting 3.5, and it was killing us. epic music. Let's see. I've not been timing this. I wish I was. Because this basically needs to be done 4 times for each chunk from the old version. And there are multiple files. So if we look at our file explorer here, keep that much on screen. We've got, just for uniques, there are this many files, right? That we'd have to process. And it's 224. Plus the connectors. $224 plus 120. It's 224 plus 120. 134 files. Let's say it takes 10 minutes each. That many minutes. 57 hours. 2 days. Constantly running through these things to get this set up. That's ridiculous. But we only need 4 per chunk, right? So 4 times 10 minutes, 40 minutes. Yeah, it's still pretty long. There's probably some optimizations I could do. Like, there's a certain point where once above a certain Y value, we either filled it with all stone or it was just air. And in those cases, we don't need those pieces to be there. We just don't. Or anything like where there's a big massive chunk of stuff, we don't need all the contents inside. We just need the outside shell of all that. Don't know how to deal with that really inside Blender, but not inside this Python script. So we have to look at all 6 blocks around it. So we would need to load the byte array completely into memory and then loop through it to be able to deal with that and be able to access the specific parts that we need by their X, Y, and Z coordinates. $42,000. Come on. Come on. You could do it. Some memory usage. We're fine. We're never going to hit out of memory on this. Oh, pulling more in. This is Chunk Blender Python. Chunk Builder. No curves. Yes, generate the colliders though. Why? It's console window. 20,000 more to go. Don't get me wrong, I would never be able to do this fast by hand, but this is slow still. Gotta be a better way of doing this. Like, could I write a Java program to write a OBJ file out? Maybe. Because I could read them all in. Yeah, I'd have to create the faces and all that stuff. And that would just be a raw OBJ file with no materials or anything, and I need to import it into Blender or something to do the texturing. This is assuming everything is a cube in this construct as well, which they're not. Some of them are like stairs and half slabs and things like that. Those are going to be a full block. So basically, if it's a block in Minecraft, it's a block in this. Okay, this needs to run for a minute. I'm looking at my view count. I don't think anybody's watching. I'm going to go AFK for a minute for a quick restroom break while this is running. I will be right back. AFK. Keep this up as well. And mute my mic. Okay, getting back in here. My camera's off. Check, check, check. Yep, we're good. Okay, so we're 56,000. So close. I want this to work, just to say I did it. I don't know that this is going to be a viable way, though, right? Unless I, like, run through one of these a night or something, or while, like, kick one off when I go to work, that kind of thing. They take a while to process. It's just a quarter of a chunk. And, like, these chunks are smaller than what... they're just smaller than what we need them to be, right? I guess I could modify the script a bit to make the block size twice as big. That doesn't mean our character can run over the train then, though. Would be nice to salvage what we've already done, though. I don't even know if the character's going to run over this, right? So if these are all 1 meter each, does the... And I know I can control this, but does the default Unity character controller have the ability to jump that high? I don't know that he does. Let's take a look here. Movement settings. Jump force. Okay, so it's got a force, so we can adjust the force if we need to. I really don't want to monkey with this too much because, like, that's not my ultimate goal in this little mini project, right? It's more about can I make a viable Demon Depths? Also, now that no one's here, I have a VR headset. Demon Depths in VR would be pretty cool. I already know how to get into hook into the VR headset. So ZZ, I know you're not watching now, but if you are watching later, that's another advantage of doing it in Unity. I could throw a couple components in here, and then all of a sudden I'm fighting the demons with my sword that's in my hand that I can actually swing with my hand. That type of thing. Also lighting, right? We can make the lighting really cool in this. $60,000. 5 more thousand to go. This is my entire game. It has one game object. Literally one game object. One game object and the player. Well, while we're waiting for the other 5,000, let's see if we can take and create another prefab. We got all these prefabs, right? So let's create another folder for these. Chunks. Come on, let me select them all. Let's move all those in there. I see, move all those in there. Player placeable. New, create. We can just say prefab right in here. Prefab right, okay. Wish there was a way you could just create a prefab from scratch from down here. You have to put it in your scene. Torch. Let's drag that down and open up the prefab. Get rid of this one from the scene. Right in here. Okay. So now we've done that. We can create a cube. Focus on that. We're at 0, 0. It's not at 0, 0. There we go. This cube needs to be scaled down. Long it's X. 2.1? 2.1? Sure. And then let's get a nice side view going. Plane would be nice to be able to be seen, but whatever. Should be a 0.5 up, right? Because that's half the distance. There we go. And then let's add a light source, object, lighting, directional light. No, non-directional. We want a point light, I think. Every time indirect shadowing is not supported by spot and point lights. Okay. Load real time. Baked only for area. It's not a spotlight. I think that's the appropriate light. There we go. There's this radius. So it looks fairly large in this scene, but it could be because it's by itself there like that. So let's put this in here. I'm gonna focus on it right there. We're gonna go back to the chunks. What are we doing? We're at 64,000. Put this. I don't know. Reset your transform. I probably didn't need to do that like that. So that should be lighting up this whole room. Okay. Kill this stern area. This torch. Yep. Let's go to lighting. Is it? 65,824. That very well could be the end of it. No, it's still running. I'd be so pissed if this thing just keeps running. 65,313. Oh, it wasn't an 8, it was a 0. Okay. So project settings, lighting, right? No, where's the lighting? Default lighting for the, is it from the camera? No, it's under window lighting. Light lighting settings. There we go. Real-time global illumination. Bake global illumination. Environmental lighting. No lighting. I think that's what we want. Should make it like black. There we go. Then our torch is like way blown out, but it's there. And we still get lighting in here. What's going on with that? Wait, are we done? Not done. 66,000. That's not good. We're at 66,000 on that. I thought 65,000 was the limit. I'm gonna let it run. 'Cause I really want to see it finish. We're at half a meg. We're okay. My memory still. It's really concerning. We're at 67,000 now. It's not me, right? We'll let it go for a bit longer, though. Like, sun source, there it is. Jeez. Get rid of it? There, that's what I wanted to do. And we'll turn on this mixed lighting, whatever. We'll get rid of this. I don't want a sun in this game. We can still see out here though. Why can we see? That's cool. It actually changes lighting in there. We're at 69,359 now. That's a concern. So we're doing all this, we're adding the X every time for the X greater than, yeah, that's all right. 69,000. Remember calculator here. There it should be 16 times 16 times 256. 65,536 should be what it is trying to read from. That is the same byte size array that we're writing out. So what it is doing, I'm not sure. It should have read in everything. Now maybe this line here is not appropriate and we're in the while loop way too long. We're at 70,000. I wonder if there's a way to pause the execution. So if you do Control C, it does break it. I'm gonna do a Control Pause break. Wow, that just killed you. Blender altogether. Awesome. I am going to run it one more time. I'm not going to run the whole script again. It's getting too late for that. What I will do, though, is just look at the script to see if I can figure out what was wrong. So we are reading the byte again. Oops. Great. There we go. We want to make that much taller, please. Let's try this. I'm going to cut all that out. We're going to paste that into a text file somewhere so I don't lose it. And we're going to save this as is, run this, and where's the console window? I want to see if it ever finishes. Let's kill this first. I equals I plus 1, print I. Save. Run. I want to see how high this thing goes before it finishes. Yeah, it's not working. Should have been done long ago. Okay, so is it because it's reading a different version of so while byte, let's try that. It's because it's a different version of Python. Doesn't appear to be. Oh wait, it finished. That's interesting. It's twice as high, though. It's exactly twice as high. So is that because it's a 2-bit byte? Assuming that's what read is doing, is it's reading the number of bytes or whatever. That's the right number now. Okay, might be closer. So Python read binary file. And it's not what I want. Like, where's the API docs or anything really? Python. Reading and writing files. Methods, file objects, read. F.read. Complete. Okay. If we say F equals open D all, really doesn't matter what the file is. All temp dd do spawn nw rb f dot read. Whoa, okay, that's all the bytes, right? See, look at all them zeros. I was saying there's like so much just air in these. Okay, what happens if I do read one? Read 2 doesn't do much different. If I do just read, it gives me... Is it because it does not equal that? Read 1? Was it because our parentheses were wrong? Save. Run. Failed. Line 16. It is that line, okay. Invalid syntax. Oh, wait, that's why. I think it's running. It is. But it's still reading more than it needs to. Why would read 1 be so different? We're never ending either. Okay. Okay, instead of printing I, I'm going to print byte. That looks to be appropriate. Lots of air. Let's read 2 now. Okay, and let's run it. And it's 2 bytes. Did I save 2 bits? Oh, I bet I did. Holy crap. Oh. In Minecraft, a block is made up of 2 bytes of information, not 1. So I only need to read through the search 65,536 of these. Awesome. Okay, how do I break a loop? Or do an and that? And I is less than that. Read 1 byte at a time. So over here in the scanner, chunk data extra. So it's getting that and then this, the ID and the data. And the chunk data extra is stored where? Where are we writing that out? So if we do a call hierarchy on this, we're calling it and save blocks to file. Yep. So we're writing out that, then this. Okay, and we're writing out here, call hierarchy, both bytes to a file name. Awesome. Let's save this. Run this script. Okay, so and. So what is the logical and? Python and operator. Literally the word and. Okay. Should only read the first 65,000 bytes if everything's set up right. Okay, let's go ahead and kill this. Can't. It might be done. Yeah, okay. Say I instead. Save. Run. Okay. That should do it to it. Yeah, let's keep the equal sign in there just to make sure I get them all. Missing one block or have one extra block, ain't gonna matter. So we need to get this code back in here then. Code we cut out. Which should be that. And we're going to change this number. Alright, so we're going to say this. We're going to say I is less than 16 times 16 is 256, so less than 500. Save. And we're going to eventually change it back to this number, right? I just want to run this to see it work. I want to see this thing work, dang it. Okay, it doesn't like us. Somewhere along the lines, it doesn't like us. Ah. Save. Still doesn't like us. Line 19. Why? Save now. Run. Oh, 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 oh. It's so fast. Oh, the Minecraft coordinates are different than the Blender coordinates. First off, let's delete that sucker. Not needed. All. Okay, there we go. Okay, so they're bigger than they need to be. Yeah. I don't know. Can we set a size when we create this? We can certainly scale it. That's probably what we need to do. Looking at the coordinates of it, it is 50% bigger, so it needs to be half as big. So if we go to edit mode, scale 0.5. What? Oh, what did I do? All scale 0.5. Yeah. Funky things are funky. Let's go to the underlying data. Scale 0.5. Like, these are all linked objects. Why is this doing this? Oh, got that. Scale 0.5. Why is it moving it over here? We are on that, which is 3D cursor. Okay, so we want to go active element. Why are we nowhere near the center of the world? Oh, because we're 256 away. Right? No. What? Here, delete everything. Let's just do this again. Okay. It ran quick. There we go. Why is the object for them clear over there, though? Oh, okay, okay. Delete. Cursor. How do I get the cursor to the middle of the frickin' scene? Center view to cursor. No. Snap cursor to grid. Nope. Cursor. Selected center view. Snap selection to cursor. Blender. Center. Cursor. In scene. In world. Cursor to center. Shift C. There we go. Now if I run it. There we go. It centers it based on where it's physically located. Although it shows 500. 500. That's where we created it. So let's flip the Z and the Y. That's gonna be at 0 now. Shift C. Select everything. Deleted everything. Can we please focus on that? Nope. Let's just run it. That's better, right? We're in our right orientation now. Our scale is still funky. So if I scale 0.5. I think I need to do that prior to placing the first object though. So if I select this, copy, paste that there, resizes it right away. Not constraining to any axis, so let's use defaults. Okay, and select everything, boom. Run the script. There we go. So go to edit mode now. Go all of these and we say join. They're now all one object. And now that they're all one object, we can go and say, what was that? We found a thing that said what to do. Edit mode, face select, select all, remove doubles. Okay, there's deleted a lot of vertices by doing that. Deselect all, then go to select by trait, interior faces. Okay. You should be using some version. Oh, nope. That was an old message. Hi, Ice Cube. The Ice Cube. How's it going? Let's remove all the doubles. We're still in face mode. Interior faces. Then we just delete them, huh? Delete the faces, I'm assuming? Yeah, see, that doesn't quite work like I expected. The interiors are quite off. Trying to look for game dev, but not going well. Oh no, man. Not having any luck. Was that you that followed? I didn't catch it in time, probably. Here, let's see. Yes, it was. Thank you for the follow. Let's see. Interior faces. I mean, it is selecting the interior faces, but it's selecting some outside faces too. I mean, I could do Z. No, I can't. Gosh. Let's see. How can I do this? If I go top view and like unselect those, maybe. Not ideal at all, but it'll work. I can't click you. I now know this might be bad to ask except you. Can you help me? What is it you need help with? At 12 o'clock at night. When I'm about to finish. What? There we go. Are you fine? Go ahead and ask. Let's delete the faces now. And then do limited dissolve. And what we get? Remove doubles. Nothing got removed, but let's go to this mode and remove doubles. Nothing got removed, really. Why did limited dissolve not clean it up more than it did? I'm using a template and trying to edit it to the Battle Royale pixel. It's Battle Royale pixel. Okay. First off, let's get out of the scripting mode. Save the scene. That's not what I want. Default. There's still interior faces. Ah, okay. So select trait, interior faces. Delete face. Dang it. Why are those selected as interior faces? You can link it if you want. Like, I know what Battle Royale is, I just don't know what Battle Royale pixel is. Or what you mean by it, at least. There we go. Okay, and I should be able to delete the face. There's still interior faces. Isn't there? There is some. Interesting. Okay, I guess there's not now. So limited dissolve, remove doubles, sure. Limited dissolve. That got rid of a lot. There's still some interior faces. I don't think a select interior faces option in Blender works like it says it does. There'd be no lines here if there was. Okay, so let's select my trait interior faces. Yeah, it's not quite working right. I can do this kind of cleanup, but I don't know if it's gonna save me if I had to do this for every single chunk. We certainly want those extra faces to be there from performance perspective, right? And when we get to the actual scene, with a fully complete scene, it'll be a lot harder to clean up. Because I won't know what's face to delete and one's not. This is just a square, so it's easier. And it's a store, okay. So you linked me this. Oh, okay. Seems like it's got a lot in it for a asset store thing. Still not sure what your question is, though, so you might need to ask it again. It's something specific to that asset. I don't know that asset. I've never used it before. Okay, so all that to get to the point where we've got this, right? So this is a very optimized, only 40 edges, 10 faces, 60 triangles. Okay, you can add your stuff to it. That's cool. So now that I've done all that, let's go and delete this thing. Control Shift C, get back in center. We are not going to take a. We're going to do 10 times as much. We're going to do 5,000 blocks now. Save. Run script. I should have done this to begin with, right? I should have limited how much it was processing each time to something that was reasonable. Live and learn. Okay, we're done. And we get that many objects in there. Holy cow. If I ask put login system like or edit the map example. Okay, first thing I see is this is a holy cow object, right? There's that I can feel the frame rate change already. So we got them all selected. Now I got them all selected, and if I do join, and away we wait. Okay, cool. That wasn't too bad. And there's the geometry. So remove doubles. Wait, let's not remove doubles. Maybe that's what screwed it up first time. So let's select nothing. Select interior faces. It didn't grab anything for real? Okay, so remove doubles it is. Tons of vertices gone. Interior faces doesn't mean that it just means it's not an edge. Okay. Basic, just adding new stuff to the template, and I can pay. No, I'm not interested in looking for paid work, man. I'll answer a question if you've got something that you can ask, but I'm not going to program for you if that's what you're asking. I'm working on other things. Don't got time for it. I mean, that kind of works. And if I did a select all and a limited dissolve, makes it a very simple thing then. And if I then did this edge loop, grab this edge loop, I did face. A lot of cleanup work to do though. I don't know. It's not saving us much time if we have to do all this. Oops. Why can't I see through it? I'm very confused. It's like it's in the... There we go. I was hitting that though, I thought. Whatever. Whatever. Face. Limited dissolve. Boom. There's our final geometry. And it's very efficient. Took a lot of manual intervention. It's still only 1/4 of a chunk, which is actually the old chunk size, not the new chunk size. Scaling it up by 2 though would fix that, right? Okay, so 5,000 blocks was pretty quick. Let's go 10. Alright, let's see if we can get it to a point where we get something we actually want to work with, or if we hit some huge limitation that's just going to kill this. So we can do this and run script. I also want to see something that's not a solid block. I want to see some air in there somewhere. I want to see where byte equals 0, basically. It's what we are pulling in. Let's go back to Minecraft. While this is running. Which will be faster, Minecraft loading or this? Looks like that will be. Maybe not. Actually get logged into Minecraft. Cool. Okay, let's go to the map maker, and where is the spawn one? That's the spawn one right there. These are all solid blocks. They are not all solid blocks. What? Is this the spawn? That is spawn. That's concerning. So it may not be reading 0 correctly. Okay. Little jerky, but it's working. So we'll say join. Oh, can't join no edit mode. Select all. Join. Chugga 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 chugga. Is this doing the exponential thing again? 600 megs. It's going down actually. There we go. So look at that geometry. Select none, select interior faces. Boop. Boop. It's not right though. Okay, so how do we say if this byte is a specific thing? Let's go back to doing it this way. Save. Let's go down to 50 of them because I don't care. 500, sure. I want to run the whole time. And let's check our console window. So we're saying that it's X00. So is that what we need to check for? X00. Wait, is this string like that? Okay, let's first delete everything. Delete. Control-Shift-C. Run you again. It is much smaller, but it doesn't seem right still. So what if I do this? I don't know Python. What does a byte look like in Python? Like, how do I write that out? I don't know Python good enough. Ooh, good enough at least. That's an interesting shape. It's different, isn't it? Go back to Minecraft momentarily. Still doesn't make sense though. It should be all air. Let's do 5,000. Should run pretty quick still. Select all these. Okay. Save, run script. So like that, the sevens, that's got to be like stone or something, right? Okay, we're getting some patterns. I think the direction of our movement of our blocks is off from what we scanned it as. So let's go back to that. So our Indus Dungeon scanner gets a single chunk data for the type ID, and it starts with X, then Z, then Y. It's going to start at 000 for the X, Z, and then Y. So X and Z should be increasing first. X and Z are increasing first. X on every single pass. It's actually going through Y first. Y will increment, Y will increment until it gets to 256, then Z. Okay, so that's what's wrong. So this section is screwed up. So we need to say Y equals Y plus 1. And if Y gets bigger than 256, then we take Z and increase Z and set Y back to 0. And if Z gets bigger than 16, then we set X plus 1 and Z to 0. That should be it. Let's delete those. And run the script after we save. Should get some vertical columns of his organ, right? Okay, we didn't get anything because it's all air down there. Oh, wait, there it is. Take it back. Right, because we're working through the vertical axis first. Okay, so this just bothers me to the core that those things come out like that. Join, please. There, thank you. We didn't reset something quite right. Right, if they were all right, they would all be lined up. So we're starting at 000, right? And that's where we start in the code. 0, 0, and 0. When Y gets greater than 256, 255, that's it. That was it. This probably speeds up the whole thing now that we've got it correctly determining if it's a chunk or a block in Minecraft or air. Having them be air would be much quicker. Okay, so now if we're in Minecraft, we look in the bottom inside of one of these things. One of these corners. Nope. Is it because it's at the top? I don't think so. It is not, unless it's one of those things. Let's give myself night vision. There's nothing on the wall, really. It's just that. What are those? I don't know. Let's make this another 50,000. Let's go 10,000. Save. Delete you. Delete you. Run script. I see it now. That's the hill inside. Okay, I get it. But let's go for the full thing. 65536. I'm going to print I. We are printing I. Where's this byte stuff printing out at? I'm not seeing it. Print byte, there it is. We're only going to print the I when we roll over on the Z, which is the last of the three. We're going to save. Let's run. It should be very efficient because there's a lot of air. The more air there is, the more it can skip and just read the next byte. Yeah, see, it's already at 8,000. This is so much faster. We're 26,000 already. All right. Yes, this is the kind of speed we needed. Now this will slow down as there's additional blocks. So those chunks in Minecraft that we've got where we've got like this, where that's all solid, that's gonna kill us. That if it's hollow, it'll be fine, and it's not. Look at that; they're all filled in. Yeah, dang. But I could do. Can't do a check like that, can I? I don't know. We'll see. There it is. Join. Blender just dies at trying to do that. Interesting. So we're offset by something. If it equals 16, perhaps? Then we set the x equals to 1 more and z equals to 0. I guess we could say greater than 15. So we've already used that 16th one right at that point. So we save this. Go ahead and delete all of this. Delete U2. And let's just save one more time, run this. It should run fairly quick, we just seen, right? When we get this one, if this works, I will go up here and change this to southwest, run it again. Change it to southeast, run it again. Southwest, northwest, northeast, all 4 directions basically, right? Lots of people doing the memes right now on other people's discords. $40,000. There she blows. Okay, so join us. I could add this join statement to the last piece, right? There it is, a quarter of our chunk. That is it. That is the corner that's got the chest right there. Dang it. I need to focus on that top part. Focus right there. That corner right there is the chest. So if I go into Minecraft and teleport through this thing. Or no, wait, which corner is it? It's this corner over here. I was wrong. That's the corner with the chest. This is the corner we created because we got this dot here and then these 2 blocks there, which is that and that. Seems like it's mirrored somehow. Not sure how to deal with that, but that's where the command block is. There's nothing to teleport through. I can't go through there. Night vision again. There's command block stuff. Yeah, it's mirrored somehow. It's almost like the coordinate system is different, right? So instead of it being a positive, it should be in the negative space. So like that, maybe. Run script. I don't know if like it's that simple to just say negative X. It might subtract or something. Doing that. We'll find out. Or to crash. You know, when it's almost 1 o'clock and I said to my wife, I'm not gonna stay up late. So this is my last run. I want to work on this more, but I'm gonna have to do it tomorrow morning. We'll post a screenshot of this to CZ teasing. We got it. Haha. When it's done. Go from there. But it's possible! May not be efficient, but it's possible. It's amazing how fast Minecraft can create this, right? It loads the world really quick. You crashed! Ran out of memory. Stinking piece of junk. Ran out of memory in the last step. Maybe we were just continually growing each time there's some memory leak or something. Yeah, see, it's fine that time. Much faster too. Jeez. There we go, that's better. It's in the right space now, right? It was negative X. I almost need to like have an off. Oh, I've got my offset right here. So if this is 16 wide, right? I should say let's put 16 in there as my starting point. But this is gonna screw with these. I can code for that though. I can create an offset variable and then say 16 plus offset. Offset. Offset X and whatever, right? But for now, let's just do northeast. Wait, let's select all these first. Join. Much faster rendering now. This is one object. Okay, so northeast. Save. Kapow! Oh, what? Did I not download the file? That's probably what it is. I did not download the file. Spawn. Southeast, northwest, northwest. There were all of them. The awesome thing about these are like super small files, 128K. Because it's really just all of the positions twice, basically. And we can ignore the second round of it. I already discovered earlier today. South, north, yeah, this should do. This would be the northwest one. That's what I should name this too, like, if I could put a name on these. There was no... naming that did nothing, wow. Okay. Let's just run it for northeast now. Join. I'll move it over 16. Okay. Grab on the X. 16. Negative. Southeast. Save. Run. There it is. Join. Grab X. Negative 16. Negative 16. Grab Y. Negative 16. Nope, 16. Positive then. Here we go. And southwest. There's nothing stopping me from scripting all four of these types of actions, right? So I say spawn is my file. I know the northeast and southeast and all that are different files I need to import as well. Grabbing an object, joining an object should be pretty straightforward because it's just these commands, right? Do it 4 times, done. So then we grab Y, 16. There it is. There's the spawn one. Now I can grab all of these, join those, save this before it dies on me. Grab like that spot there so we pivot off of that. And we need something to show CZ. Snipping tool. Okay. That is a crap picture though. That location. That's better. Okay, there's that. So that's it. And then let's get a similar looking picture from inside Minecraft so he knows what we're talking about. Let's see, how do we do it? Kind of above, looking down. Okay. Really way above, I guess. Let's grab this. Okay, now this is like a billion objects right at the moment, billion faces. So let's remove doubles. 89,000 vertices removed. Let's select, go all, select by trait, interior faces. Wish there was a better interior faces. No idea what non-manifold means, but we're gonna try it. Sounds like the same thing as interior faces. Yeah, see, it's gonna screw with everything if I do this. It's just not efficient. We need something like detects that a normal will, like normal extended out, would collide with another face. That isn't even good enough. Like, I don't want these faces. Like, these faces are ones to keep. Okay. Well, that's probably all for tonight, guys. I'll catch you next time. I'll probably stream off and on tomorrow during the day sometime. I don't know. Just because I can. Bye.